It's time for Seriously, Let's Play, a Nerd's Domain actual play podcast. Each week, we'll be sending you part of a one-shot that covers a game on our list that we keep meaning to play and never find time for. Join Matt, the Thompsons, and John Quiet as they give you a small showing of what each system is like, and tell a story that they've put together themselves.
So hi and welcome back to Seriously, Let's Play. We're here playing Ninja Crusade, and of course we have, again, Kevin as Saburo, Chelsey as Hanami, Roxy as Kurayami, Cristi as Jun, and David as Makoto.
Do you have it written down that way?
Kurayami?
Kurayami? Because you've mispronounced it every time.
Well, that's how I have it written down phonetically, because that's just how I can do it.
Well, it's written phonetically. I feel like you have two different values.
Oh, I do actually have two different values written down.
I thought you might. You have me down as...
There we go. That'd be why.
That would help. I don't know who this...
It can't hurt.
Kurayami or Kuri...
Let's just blame it on my accent.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll do that.
Okay. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, they had made their way across the Empire, seeking out whatever was happening in the village of Noboribetsu. You arrived there in a dense fog, finding it very hard to traverse. It was very difficult. And as Kurayami was leading the group, Mako reached over and grabbed his shoulder and pointed out that there was about 50 yards away the outline of a village and a slight bit of light coming from within one of the structures. The group basically huddled down and tried their best to remain silent as you took up positions. The silence in this area is eerie, so much so that you can hear your companion's shallow breathing and the quiet creaking of the wooden huts settling in the night air. As the fog lifts and clears ever so often, you see the outline of about 7 or 8 assorted buildings, huts, longhouses. Mm-hmm. What exactly are y'all going to do?
I'd like to make a something combined with a perception check. Maybe perception and survival. I don't know, because since we're out in the wilderness and everything, to sort of figure out, to see if I can, see what's off in another direction, like away from the huts, so we can sort of, or the you said they were tents, or were they like
huts and longhouses essentially? It looks, honestly, as the fog clears, there are some of the buildings are a little bit ramshackle.
Okay.
But it almost has the feel of, think, a ghost town.
So we think we might have stumbled on Noboribetsu.
Yes.
Here.
Yes.
But it looks abandoned.
Well, it looks like the buildings
it was
have been
abandoned.
But there's lights in it.
Yes, there appears to be light coming from one of them.
Squatters or something?
Possibly.
Could be the people moving secretly that we're trying to track down.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then I guess perception and survival to see if I can tell more about it.
Okay.
And to see if maybe there's like a some sort of cover nearby that we can exploit to get closer to the village without being seen, maybe.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is 2 boosts, a 9 and a 6.
So that's
Dang.
5
Okay.
again.
So
for
5 successes
another
out of
5.
4 dice.
All
Very
right.
nice.
Yeah.
You're hot.
Yeah.
Okay.
You go to Vegas here.
You think that there's definitely a way up. Just beyond the village, you see the lake.
Okay.
Sitting still in the darkness, and there are the remains of reeds and what were probably pond plants, or possibly even a tree that has fallen over, that these sticks are coming up through the mud. And you're pretty sure that that would be the best way to approach and remain to some extent unseen.
Okay.
And there's actually, with that boost and everything else, I'm going to say that it leads up right to the edge of one of the longhouses that basically sits up on stilts a little bit, and you could actually go under it.
Okay. So yeah, I relay that information that there's this fallen tree looking thing right on the edge of the lake. If we get around to one side, we can sneak up to get close by there. So yeah, let's go ahead.
So he has pointed out a way to gain access to the village.
Still pause? Okay, cool. Then you found a way for us to get in?
Yes.
A point of ingress?
Yes.
Then I would, if possible, like to roll maybe a perception, intuition, or even a perception knowledge to see if I see anything that marks it as a remnant of the Pack of the Black Moon.
Okay.
Kind of stuff. So whether that's on the way in, or however I need to,
All right.
however we need to do that, I would like to roll for that and see if I pick up any traces of.
Let's go for a knowledge perception.
Now I have a 0 knowledge, so I roll
So
1.
that's a base one.
Okay.
I mean, there's always you always have an opportunity to roll one dice.
Okay, that's fine. I was just
Yeah,
knowledge perception. You say?
knowledge perception.
But you do have a perception.
Can I
skill.
assist in
You
this?
do have the perception.
So
Yes.
do you get the one from knowledge then, or no?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Can I
roll
assist in this, helping her look?
Yeah. Can he? Can he
Absolutely. How are you going to interact? Let's go ahead and decide that. Who is providing what?
Okay. I can provide the knowledge, and I'll be using my studies and histories of the different clans and their strongholds and stuff. I'll be looking for things that I would have read about and known about from studying this.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
And what are you providing, Roxy?
Whatever the other one was, perception.
Perception. Okay. So what? Okay. So you'll be rolling 1, and then he'll be rolling what? How much knowledge do you have, David?
I have 2 knowledge.
Okay. Let's see what you get.
I did not perceive a thing.
Okay.
I got 1 success.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
So you know what we're looking for. I just didn't see it.
Yeah. Well.
He
The-
who is of the pack.
The pool comes together, and so basically you don't
Okay.
see anything marking this village as a village of the Pack of the Black Moon.
Okay.
But based on what little you know, you have a general idea of what direction you would need to travel from this point to arrive at the village that was the stronghold of your clan.
Oh, okay.
So you basically are like, wow, we are really close.
Okay. Cool. Very cool.
So do we then just keep traveling in that direction, or can we tell if there are people
Yeah. Is
there
it the,
right now?
Is it the opposite direction of where we're headed from this path that he?
Essentially, y'all are at a abandoned village right now. You aren't sure about much. It should be.
We saw torchlight, right?
Yes, you did.
I
But
do.
we're there now, and like this Pack of the Black Moon thing is off somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, let's investigate where we are.
Yeah.
I mean, the Pack of the Black Moon thing is kind of secondary to our priority of figuring out why anyone might be amassing an army to invade this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious if there are some of those folks there that we might be able to overhear something or gather information if they are the ones
Right.
who
Yeah.
have been sent down to kind of scope things out before the army arrives.
Yeah, absolutely.
So do we want to stay hidden until daylight, or go in and ask questions?
Well, I feel like at night we'll have the best cover. Maybe we could at least eavesdrop,
Especially
see
with
if anyone's
fog.
awake.
Mm-hmm.
We do have fog at the moment, so we might be able to, peep into some windows.
They're not going to be likely to want to travel outside of their camp with such dense fog, so this
Yeah.
might be our best chance.
Is somebody going to actually try to approach using the route that he's pointed out?
I was planning on going up there with the group.
I don't trust you.
I
So would we would
completely
follow?
understand.
You're
I
not
I can
tall
wander
enough
in a
for
little
this.
bit ahead.
Is this involving, if I'm understanding the description correctly, this would be involving getting in the water and doing the
Possibly a
thing.
little bit of shallow water or mud or sand. This tree, these reeds, are along the shore.
Mhm.
It's some sort of dense wood of some sort that, I mean, everything here is dead. This is an area where the ground has been salted to such an extent that nothing grows here. And so all these twigs are sticking up out of the ground that would allow you to approach with, something that's dispersing your forms. So that is the entire point of that. And there is a longhouse that is up on stilts, not too far from that location. That would be a very easy movement to getting underneath and being in whatever this village is.
Right. Yeah. So I say we try to all move up to that point and get near or under this longhouse. Yeah.
I mean, I guess that might be our best cover.
Okay.
I am in agreement.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Right, let's do it then. So
Does everybody
All
then
right.
have to make a stealth check?
Everybody needs to make a stealth check. If people want to tag team on those, to basically work in tandem to stealthily approach, they can do that. Or you can describe for me individually how you wish to stealthily approach this location.
I have no stealth. My merchant is noisy.
that's okay. I can help you.
Yeah.
I have 4 stealth.
You have 4 stealth?
I have
So are
4
you going?
stealth.
You're going to assist her?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, so you are providing the stealth. You're providing the know-how of how to get there. What is the skill that you're going to be using in tandem with him?
I will go with perception to
Okay.
make sure I avoid.
So
certain
as he's
things
stealthily
not to step
guiding the
on.
way, you're on the observing for lookouts, making
Right.
sure that you do it the best way possible
Right.
together.
Right.
Okay, sounds great. Let's go ahead and put those dice together. And what's our total?
1 success for me.
Nothing for me.
Okay, so there's at least 1 success.
Okay.
All right. Any-
Yeah, I have 2 stealth. I don't know
Oh,
if
what are
anyone
you
wanted to combine. Because is it stealth and perception?
that's the way that they have done it. You
Okay.
can also do it that way. I mean, this is you can team up with someone. You could say you can create however it is that you narrate. You could say like you're just going to try and find the most direct route there and be stealthy, which would be stealth and travel. You can say I am going to pretend I'm an animal of some sort approaching and hide under there and go deception stealth,
Okay. Yeah, because I have 2 stealth and 2 travel. If someone else, I don't know, Kurayama or Mako, what your stats are, if you'd be worthy of assisting or if y'all wanted to.
I was thinking of using my wartime role as a scout and Pathfinder. It's a gift that it's essentially it says, and you'll tell me if I can use this or not. It says is sent into the field and is always first on the scene. +1 crafts for trap making. So I was going to stealth up and then potentially, if we decide to stay there, I guess, or if we decide to lay low, but we are going to, so the trap making wouldn't benefit me. But I was probably going to try survival and tracking and treat it more as that kind of a thing than a...
survival with the bonus of tracking or survival?
No, just... I guess I'm thinking in terms of like D&D.
Yeah.
And to track is a survival skill.
Yes, it is. And so, that would
Be
give you
lumped
1
together.
skill, but what other skill are you going to use in tandem
Well,
with
stealth.
it? Okay, then yeah, that makes
That's
sense.
what I was
Yes.
going to do, if that's all right.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I'm rolling 4 as well. Finally, now that it doesn't matter, I got 2 successes.
Okay. And then David.
Yep.
How is Mako going to do this? Or Mako, sorry.
I was going to use my knowledge of survival in, woody areas like this to know where to step and, what to watch for, not to step on to make noise or get foot stuck and things like that. So combining my survival and stealth.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's go ahead and get that done.
All right. got 4 dice for that. I've got 2 successes.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, excellent.
And then I'll do with stealth and travel, just to knowing the ways of how to meander in between the different.
Okay.
So
Very
that
good.
gives me 4 dice. I have 1 critical success,
It's 2.
so 2.
Okay.
And the rest
wonderful.
were not.
Okay.
Hey, we did this.
Yay!
How many successes did the Kevin and Cristi get with their combined roll?
Got 1.
There you go, one.
Like
But
6
I'm going to
maybe.
count the fog to raise the difficulty for observers by 1.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fair.
So, as you are traversing halfway there is the outline of a shadowy figure moving across the porches of one of the longhouse. It's possible they could be observing out your way briefly, but it continues to walk at a normal pace and disappear around the house.
Okay.
So you have successfully, as far as you know, stealthily made your way under the longhouse.
Phew.
Right. And how high on stealth would you say this is?
Hmm?
Is it how high on
You
the
probably
stealth?
have about 3 feet worth of room, so it's not. You can't
Okay.
stand up under here.
Gotcha.
It's basically
So we're pretty well
We're low.
concealed under here.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay,
great.
that was what I was going to ask about too.
Keiko is belly in the mud and loving every second.
Yes, you have basically. Some of you, you've crawled along through those reeds. Some of you, this made your way as quickly as possible. But basically, yes, you probably came the way that you saw. So your reddish, bluish coat that you have is probably a little bit wet and bedraggled from the
Sure.
trip through the mud and muck.
Nice camouflage.
Oh well, you know, it's all part of the trade, right? Okay, so I have a jutsu that I might like to invoke if we if I decide to go up,
Okay.
which is called the Unnoticed,
Hmm.
and so I can actually blend with my surroundings perfectly if I'm still,
Yeah.
and they can't see me if I'm still. But if I'm moving slowly, they get or I get a +2 to stealth. While I'm moving slowly, and if I get a boost, I can actually run or sprint without ending it. And then if I get a boost while I'm activating it, people get a -2 to perceive me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So I was thinking about going up to this
Mhm.
longhouse and sort of trying to stealth up and see, you know, what's up exactly. Like see if there are people in it, if I can overhear them, or whatever.
Okay, so if and when you decide to do this is an activating a jutsu roll.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, when you are activating these jutsus, these are very powerful techniques that are almost reality breaking, reality distorting.
Right.
It is understood that when the ninja activates this, it is noticeable to some extent. If somebody was watching you or something like that, such as the infamous story of the darkness getting darker. It's basically one of those things where his power caused that. Like, basically, the shadows grew darker and blacker. Almost like reality is bending around that individual when they first activate their jutsu.
Okay.
So when you do activate this jutsu, usually you want to activate it ahead of time before you move into the situation.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
I didn't explain this beforehand, so I'm going to go ahead and let you know that. So if you try and activate it under here, you will have that opportunity, but there's also, obviously, for a failure, a chance that you'll also be noticed in this situation.
Okay, gotcha. So if I try and activate it under this longhouse, there's
Yeah.
going to be that potential for
Yeah.
noticing if I do fail.
Yes.
And if I also, it has the backfire thing. So how does that work? If I get like a critical failure on it?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. Might just want to go up and see if I can stealth.
Okay.
And observe and not worry about my jutsu then. Yeah. So,
Alright.
does anybody have any other suggestions? Because I just want to go up and see what I can see and hear, especially.
Yeah, I think our big thing is what can we hear from the people that are that are in the longhouse
Yeah, I
above
was
us?
wondering about doing like a
As
perception check.
as you pause under this longhouse and listen, you take a moment and adjust, and as you pick out the sounds, the difference between the creaking of wood for the house settling, you believe that there are several individuals in the building above you, and the sounds of whispers confirms that. Is anybody going to be trying to listen in?
Yeah, would it be possible if I could do like a perception check and a knowledge check to see if I can understand what they're saying?
Absolutely.
Or empathy, or I could do empathy, perception and empathy.
Empathy in this situation would work.
Okay, well they're both the same.
Yeah, but knowledge is like a learning thing. It's
Oh,
like
that's
book
true.
learning.
Yeah, so for empathy and perception.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you 4 dice. See how good my hearing is. I have 1 success.
1 success.
Yes.
You are able to make out a voice. It's kind of garbled, but it sounds like a very low tone. Somebody trying their best to be quiet, not to bring attention to themselves. But basically says along the lines that you must be very quiet and quit moving things around so loudly. The master is attempting to sleep, and he will be very upset if all the money that he spent to reserve this house for himself, paying off the other nobles, went to waste.
Wonder who this master is.
Do you share this information with the rest of the group to some extent? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I would share what I had heard.
I think it is imperative that we figure out who is above us. I would say that very quietly.
I guess.
But something strange is going on. I mean, what other... Because this was an abandoned area anyway,
This
as
is an
far as we
abandoned area.
knew.
But
And so
paid for this
he
house
paid
from somebody.
to secure a quiet place. So...
That would imply that someone else owned it.
Correct.
And
Right.
perhaps was here at some point.
So what I'm thinking, I'm still wanting to go up and get a look.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe stealth and perception to try and get up there very quietly and see what I can, see and hear inside the house as well.
Sure. Same place, or are you going to try and move around a bit?
I'm gonna try and move. Maybe I don't know. I guess are we in the middle of the house, like under the house? I guess. So I'll try and move to one side and see if I can hear anything over there, and come up a little bit and see if I can hear anything on any particular side of the house.
Okay.
Okay. Oh no! I got a success. I got 1 success. Good. Yeah, just 1. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought I got 2 1s and no successes. That would have been real bad. But no, I got 1 success.
1 and a 7.
Yeah.
Critical failure from my guy.
Ooh, dodged a bullet there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whoever is talking in the room suddenly blurts accidentally. You hear, Master Tetsuya! Quiet. I apologize, Master, but Igarashi-sensei has requested your presence. So be it. You hear the floor creaking as somebody possibly had been laying down rises and begins to walk. The sounds of the footsteps are coming louder.
Okay. I am going to try and make my way to a corner of the house. So is there a door on this side, I guess?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to make my way to a corner of the house back towards the lake where we were coming in, and try to remain unseen in that way. So stealth and athletics for...
Sure, let's go for that.
Yeah, and try and maybe swing under. I don't know if there's a porch and a railing or something like that. But trying to swing under.
Okay.
So the I can be under the house again.
Sounds good.
Yeah, 2 successes.
2 successes,
Yeah.
okay. No successes, no failures. And you managed to swing out of the way in time. Whew. Okay. You hear footsteps descending a staircase, all of you do. And 2 figures begin to walk out into what appears to be a central courtyard, possibly what had once been a street or common area even, between these longhouses out here. And from the other side, you also see another descending figure. The individual who you see leaving the structure above you is dressed in very ornate robes, but not too gaudy, while the individual accompanying them is in very common clothing. Individual across from them, however, you notice that their fabric, while fairly nice, is also very dark in color. Possibly like hard to make out in this color of the night, but possibly like a gray of some sort.
John, could I make a knowledge perception roll
Absolutely.
to see if I recognize the descriptions that I would have known about things from hearing chronicles and stories of all these things, that I could recognize them?
Absolutely. You have a roll for that? What are you going to go with? Intuition, knowledge?
Knowledge and perception.
Knowledge, perception? Okay.
Or intuition, either one, they're the same. I could do.
Okay.
Whichever you think's better.
Perception works.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. 1, but that I've got 2 10s, a 4, and a 1.
Oh, wow.
Whoa.
Nice.
So they
I thought that was a 1, but it actually says 1 0, so that's a
Yeah.
that's
So
a that's a 1, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
you
because
rolled a
double
10
zero is
up?
10, so it
Yeah.
is a 1. So
Yeah.
I didn't roll 3 10s. I got 2 10s and a 1.
Still, I mean, you basically rolled the equivalent of 4 successes.
Okay.
Right.
So, trying to get a good glimpse of this individual that has walked down, and there is on their sleeve a mon, or a family crest or sigil, that you recognize. It takes you a moment. You're trying to place it. But you know it as the Igarashi family crest. And based on the amount of successes you got, you know that this is the ruling family of Himinmu, spelled Heiminmu.
Okay.
And currently, the citizens there are... The city is martial law, and the commoners there are worked to death. They constantly toiling, constantly working. This is a place where the emperor actually made this declaration that the common man of the empire should feel that it is their utmost duty and happiness to bring happiness to nobles.
So an all-around
So
nice guy.
is the ruling family here
Yeah.
loyal to the emperor?
That is hard to say for certain. I mean, obviously, to still be in power there, that perception is maintained. But at the same time, you do know that in past, this family has hired and worked with the ninjas.
Okay.
But a muffled conversation is being had out in the courtyard. So is anyone here going to be trying to listen in?
Okay, you said if we activate a jutsu,
There's a chance.
There's a chance to be seen.
Yeah, it bends reality in some way around you.
I don't know if I trust myself to do it. It's as bad as I've been rolling tonight. But I'd really like to either share senses with my... Oh, well, you said I couldn't use that more than once, right? Share senses with my dog.
I don't think I ever said you could only do it once.
Oh, I thought if you repeat use of jutsu...
No, it's a skill
that's
combination.
Skill combos.
Oh, I
So
see,
like,
okay.
you can't do stealth perception more than 2 times in a row.
Right.
Oh, okay,
I do
in
want
a
to
row.
make sure everybody knows that what I learned about the people, that I'll share it with the group.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I'm tempted to either become a dog myself, or to once again share senses with Keiko, in an effort to have increased. I would assume that I would have an increased sight, or maybe not sight, but at least hearing, to maybe hear more of what they're saying from a greater distance. But if someone else has a better suggestion on how to hear what's going on over there.
Yeah, my jutsus or my other powers really don't give me better perception or stealth. I would say probably my vote would be that you would listen to the dog or be
Through
kind
the
of in tune with the dog. Because
Okay.
if something backfires and they see us, at least you're still
Human.
human.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and attempt it.
Okay.
To activate my
Dun,
jutsu,
dun, dun.
which is my yen plus empathy. To activate it. I currently have 1 yen, right? And then, where's my empathy in this list here? I have 2 empathy. So,
Yeah, this is the one thing with jutsus is that oftentimes when you're first starting off, your rolls are usually very low.
so we're just gonna,
You can do it.
You only have to get 1 success because it's basic jutsu, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, and this is a median.
Oh, it's median. So
This
you
is
gotta
a
Oh, it
median.
has
Now,
to
do
be
you
two,
want
so I
to
need to get
add
2?
any dice using
Can I
karma?
do that using karma? Is that
Yes.
okay?
Yes. Hey, I'd rather us not blow the
Can I
cover.
use 2 karma and get 2 die, or is it 2 karma for 1 die?
Okay, so you're doing 2.
I'll do 2. And that'll give me a little greater chance because I need 2 successes correct to activate.
You can do it.
2 successes.
Ooh,
nice.
Got a 7 and an 8.
Good job.
No, that was an 8,
Okay.
not a 10. I wish it was a 10. It makes that 1 go away. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it make the 1 go away if I get successes?
Well, the one doesn't count as
Unless you have all
failures.
Unless you have
Yeah.
all. That's what I was
unless
saying.
unless you
makes
have
that
no
go away.
successes, yeah.
Yeah. Cancels it out.
Yes. Sorry.
You.
So yes, so I am now sharing senses with Keiko for up to a mile. So I am going to have Keiko get out from under the longhouse, but back out towards the water
Okay.
and come up if there's a wooded area off to a side or something where it doesn't look like he just came out from under the house.
No problem.
I don't want him to draw attention to where we are currently located. And then I will send him. I'm hopeful that maybe a wild dog wouldn't look so out of place here if he was spotted. So, but yeah, because I'm assuming that he can hear pretty well
yeah.
as a beast. So
Well, let's go ahead and deal with the effect of this,
Okay.
activating this really quick.
okay.
So, this is giving you the senses of this beast.
Mhm.
So, as you're sitting there and you begin to activate this jutsu, those of you that are standing around, Kurayami seems to take on some sort of otherworldly appearance.
Do I get dog eyes? Do I get little? Oh
Yes.
Or a snout.
Did I? I'm sorry. Did I ruin that for you?
Your eyes do seem to shift, and it's like between blinks, all of a sudden a blink, and the eyes that you would have expected to be there are now gone, and instead you see the eyes of your dog or wolf companion mirrored in your own. This is the effect that somebody looking at you would know there's something very ninja-like or chi-like about what you've done.
Right.
What is your character doing? What's the dog doing?
So, like I said, I would like the dog to get out from under the house, but not
So
just like
back the way
prance
you
out.
came, maybe.
Back the way I came, maybe
Mhm.
get up on shore and come out from, or kind of hover. Maybe, if, like I said, if there's on the shore, if there happens to be maybe kind of a wooded area or something that's a little bit. I guess it is. You said it's pretty well burned down. So, but I want it to look more organic of where he's coming from. That this wild dog could just be wandering through.
Yeah. So he's not trying to maintain any kind of stealth.
Not openly. I mean, he's not like running up to them and,
No.
and licking their hands, but he's
Okay.
just meandering about like a
For
A
now,
stray dog,
For now, the
essentially.
fog is hiding the
Okay.
dog a little.
So can he roll? Can I roll a perception?
With the +1 based upon the animal, and
Oh yeah, because he's helping out. Yeah. So just perception, or do I need to pair that with something?
you can pair it with something for the dog.
Okay.
Dog, I would
What is
almost-
empathy in the? Would empathy be a thing, or probably not?
Empathy-
Right. That's more feeling someone
Well,
else's.
It's to sense emotions. It can be used to tell if a person's lying, and it can be used to even control your own emotions.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Intuition?
Yeah, I
That
was
definitely
about to
makes
suggest
sense,
it.
yeah.
Intuition and perception?
Mhm.
So, I'm rolling 4. And that is 2 successes.
Nice.
Nice.
All right, yeah. Through the dog's ears, and you see you actually, through his eyes, see the outline of these individuals a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
And through his ears, you are able to pick out parts of this conversation.
Okay.
So, you see as this individual who walks down from the house that you yourself are hidden beneath, followed by what appears to be a manservant. And this individual walks up to the man dressed in gray and bows deeply, showing obviously a certain amount of respect, if not lower position possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this definitely is rather odd in your mind because this person in this house above you was dressed far more elegantly. Obviously showing greater signs of wealth, but has bowed deeply to this individual.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
I thought... Okay.
It's almost a reversal of roles if you're looking at their
So,
dress.
so who is this guy in dark
Yeah,
clothes
that's
that he's so important?
Interesting.
Yeah.
The merchant, or this individual that had proceeded down from there, begins to stand and says, "Igarashi Juro, I am so glad to see you this evening. How can I help you?" This nobleman crosses his arms and basically says, "Be honest with me, Tetsuya. Did you call me here?" "No, it was not I received an invitation to be here, obviously much the same as you." "Do you know who the invitation came from?" "I have no idea, but I know that, as the message said, seeking prosperity and the good of the empire is something I'm very invested in." "What of the other two? Do you know if they are the origin of the message?" "Usually that would cost something extra. But since we've already come to an arrangement tonight, I will be very free with what I'm willing to share. No, I don't think that they are the origin either. I think, like just you and I, that they received an invitation as well. I have no idea who our host is, but so far I'm very intrigued to know, what did your message promise you?" The individual in the dark robe just turns without saying another word and walks back to his house.
I would like to, I would like for Keiko to take note, if he can from the distance that he is, take note of their sense.
Okay. The merchant, as he's approaching the porch, stops and looks out your direction, the direction of Keiko. His eyes narrow. "What is that?" And the servant with him, his eyes widen, looking at you, say, "Come, we must get inside. There are legends of this area, rumors, tales. We must not be outside at night." Pish. There's nothing to those legends. They both proceed inside, and the door slides shut behind them. Keiko is able to make out the sense to some extent. Do you share this knowledge with the rest of the party?
Yeah, as I was hearing what they were saying, I would share bits and pieces as it was coming in.
Okay.
I kind of, essentially, when the way that I perceive how I'm envisioning, gosh, I forgot my own name, Kurayami, in these moments when he's sharing his senses, he's still very aware of his surroundings, but in an effort to focus on, especially something at such a distance, I almost seem almost trance-like, and I'm just kind of feeding information to you guys as Keiko picks it up.
Stream of consciousness kind of.
But yeah, I'm not going to encourage Keiko to come back. I'm going to let Keiko wander and stay out there because I don't want, if anybody now that the dog has been noticed, I don't want him to inadvertently point people back to where we are. So
Good call.
Keiko and I will be separated for the time being, but I don't know how long. There's not a time limit listed on the jutsus, so
It's by scene.
okay, so
after a scene ends, like this area of time and the things y'all are doing together, that's when it ends.
okay. So I'll keep it active for as long as I need to at this point.
Okay. Was there anything else anyone else was going to be trying to do this evening? David, what about you?
Yeah, I was just listening
No problem.
and would just do a little meditation and stay taking notes of who we saw and what they were doing and the names and all that for the chronicles.
Okay.
If no one else is going to do any more like investigating around here, now that we know that it sounds like there are 4 groups of people, at least 4 people here, where do we want to stay? Because we're going to have to bunk down somewhere, and it doesn't sound like here would be necessarily. We don't want to bunk down under this
mud.
longhouse.
Yeah.
We don't want to get trench foot or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do we want to sneak back out the way we came through the reeds and stuff like that, and then like go off into the distance?
Let's go ahead and see if someone wants to see if you can find a place to bunk down with a perception survival.
What is your survival, David? Is it 2 or higher?
It's 3.
Okay, then I'm going to say that you can do the... Is your perception better than 1?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. If
Okay.
you could do the perception survival stuff, that would be great.
Okay.
I'm great in places where other people aren't. But when there's other people around,
That is why there is a team.
it messes with my mojo. Did you notice Hugo Weaving is on the Ninja Crusade
Okay.
L
I got
round?
2 successes out of my 5 die here.
That's who it looks like to me.
2 successes out of 5?
Yeah.
Okay. You managed to find a place to hunker down along the coast of this lake. There's an area where there is a still standing tree, and because the way the lake is shaped, it would feel like for anyone to actually try to get out there that this wouldn't be worth that far a distance to walk. But you're actually a lot closer than you'd think. This is because of how the lake bends around to it. But it gives you enough cover. It's a fairly large tree, remains. And so that would probably be your best bet for the night. And probably for the day as well if you're trying to hide.
Fantastic.
Sounds great to me.
So is our boat still out in the ocean? Or in the sea?
It would be, but it's a distance away.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and call it here for this episode. Thank you all so much for listening in, and we hope to see you back for the next one as well.
And that will do it for us tonight on Seriously, Let's Play. Remember, you can email us at nerdsdomain@gmail.com, find us at facebook.com/nerdsdomain, and twitter.com/nerdsdomain. We have all of our podcasts over at nerdsdom.com, so don't forget to check those out, and sign up for our newsletter while you're there. You can head over to iTunes and give us a 5-star rating, and don't forget you can always support us at patreon.com/nerdsdomain, and check out our t-shirts at teepublic.com.